This attack is being described as one of the largest global ransomware attacks the cyber community has ever seen. So what exactly are we seeing?
So ransomware is literally ransoming software. And what it does is once you get infected with it, it looks for all personal files on your system and encrypts them. And this makes it possible for the attackers to show a screen to you or change your background or drop a bunch of text files that are ransom notes basically and demand, if you want your files back, you better pay me. However, they've added some new features in this particular family that allows them to utilize an exploit that was discovered during the NSA exploit leaks by the shadow brokers a few weeks ago. It made the ransomware capable of reaching out to any system on the network of the infected system.
So what's unique about this hack is it almost has a viral quality.
Exactly. I mean, this is for outdated Windows systems, but considering most of the corporate world utilizes Windows because of its various benefits, then you've got to worry about all those systems and make sure they're patched.
People don't even have to be a victim of a phishing attack. They don't even have to click on anything, and this could still impact them.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no user interaction required. You just have to have a vulnerable system, and it's going to find you.
You look at hospitals that are behind on all of this type of stuff. It's going to take them more than 8 weeks to update their systems. Right now, at this point, you have people being diverted away from certain hospitals who might need emergency care. What do you think is the most dangerous outcome here?
The most dangerous outcome is it continues to spread. Hospitals shutting down, police departments, any sort of emergency services could get infected, and then you've got call centers that are down. People are unable to respond to emergency situations. A lot of bad things can happen. Our reliance on technology is so great, and while that has really benefited us as a society, it's also made us vulnerable.
Do you worry, now that we're really seeing ransomware shutting down not just one hospital like Hollywood Presbyterian, but hospitals all around the world, that this is where bits and bytes meet flesh and blood? This is where this hacking can and will have an incredible human impact.
When it comes to something like a hospital where you've got all of these files and documents and information about patients that are being used to help keep people alive, paying the ransom doesn't become an option anymore. You can't just remove the threat or say, I'll just get those pictures back later, or I'll just take more pictures, or I don't really need those office documents. Now, these are required things, and there's really no option for these organizations but to pay. And the cyber criminals know that, and that's why something like this is happening.
I was just looking at Edward Snowden's tweets, and he said that this is a special case. Had the NSA disclosed the vulnerability when they discovered it, hospitals would have had years, not months, to prepare. Should the NSA have shared this information with Microsoft or with some of these companies that they found, or should they have sat on it and used it for national security?
If you keep these vulnerabilities from people, from the developers being able to fix them, then you've got an in for any sort of terrorist group or other country that might be malicious in some way, or even just fighting criminals at all, being able to get to them. But then you leave everyone else vulnerable. So it really depends on your motivations and on whether or not you think that's a worthy risk. These days, considering how many cyber criminals are out there, considering how much cybercrime is a massive problem for the entire world, I think it's more prudent to share the information, get things fixed without the, and then find other ways to get to the bad guys. It may be the harder route to take, but it's certainly the one that helps the most people.